Hey ladies and gentlemen, Steven here from Redolessence. Welcome back to another video. In today's episode, we're going to be taking a closer look at one of the most complex fragrances that I've ever smelled in my life. If you take a look at an online fragrance forum, you're going to see that this fragrance has over 60 listed notes. I couldn't believe it when I saw it. I thought it was a joke, but this is truly one of the most complex fragrances I've ever smelled by the Spirit of Dubai. This is called Turath. I'm excited to give you my thoughts on it, so make sure to stay tuned. Now, before I begin this video and I tell you all about Turath by the Spirit of Dubai by Nabil, and I give you my impressions on the fragrance, I do want to mention that if you are a fan of fragrance-related content, if you like reviews, top 10s, and more, please do consider supporting this channel by subscribing to it. Make sure to enable all notifications by clicking on the bell, and give this video a thumbs up if you like this type of content. I also want to mention that if you're interested in purchasing or sampling this fragrance, you may do so at maxaroma.com. They are an amazing website to use if you're looking for discounted and hard to find niche and designer fragrances for a really good price. Fantastic customer service, very fast shipping. They're located in Long Island City, New York. I live in New Jersey. It seems like I get my packages the next day. I absolutely love using them for my fragrance purchases. So here we have Turath by the Spirit of Dubai. This is an incredibly complex fragrance. You have strawberry, dried fruits, peach, coconut, candied fruits. You have agarwood, rose, a couple varieties of rose. You have cedar, oak moss, elemi resin, incense, agarwood. I mean, the list goes on and on. Like I said, there's over 60 notes. In any case, throughout the course of this video, I'm going to be telling you what I think are the more prominent notes in this note breakdown, what notes really stand out to me. But let's go ahead and start things off with the presentation. So this fragrance opens up with a burst of smoky sweetness. So it's smoky, it has a candied vibe, but it's sweet. And so it has this fruity combination in the opening. There's strawberry, there's green apple, there's pineapple, there's peach, there's coconut. If anything, I would say that strawberry and apple nuance is the strongest in there, but I'm also getting the smoky quality from the fragrance. And so a little bit of incense, a little bit of smoke, maybe there's birch, but there's definitely something smoky about this. And it gives off a really exotic, slightly sweet and flirty vibe. And so it seems to go in a few different directions. It's flirty, it's sophisticated, it's very mysterious at the same time, but also very exotic smelling. Of all the fragrances that I've smelled that embody or possess a similar DNA, nothing comes quite close to this. As a matter of fact, when you spray this and you smell it, you can immediately pick up on the non-linearity, on the intricacies, on the nuances within the composition, and it seems to go in so many different directions. It really is a spectacular fragrance. Now, in the heart, you are going to get some agarwood, you are going to get some rose, and I feel like those qualities of the fragrance stand out. Of course, you also get cedarwood and sandalwood, but for me, if I had to prioritize or create a hierarchy that would delineate what the strongest note is in relation to the second, third, and fourth strongest note, I would say right in the opening, you're going to get strawberry and apple. And so it opens up with this fruity vibe, and then you very quickly fast forward to the base because there's a lot of smoke in here too. Not smoky along the lines of like a Patchouli 24 by Le Labo or an Interlude for Men by Amouage. It's not that smoky, but you get that smoky, incensey quality that never overshadows the sweetness, but actually works in harmony with the sweetness, the agarwood, and the rose. So all of those ingredients that I just mentioned are the most prominent ones. Of course, you also have animalic ingredients, you have spices, you have balsams, you have resins, you have labdanum and benzoin. And I mean, this is such a densely populated note breakdown for a fragrance that it really leaves people scratching their head because they're not quite sure what they're getting from it because of its complexity. But ultimately, when you spend some time with it and you really just live with this test strip under your nose for a few minutes or hours perhaps, you will notice that it's all about the fruits, the sweetness. You have a nice undercurrent of vanilla in addition to that creamy sweet sandalwood, but really the smoke, the agarwood, and the rose is what you're going to get predominantly in the heart and in the conclusion. Now in the opening, as long as that fruity vibe is going strong, this is really addictive, really sultry, exotic, flirty, mysterious. It goes in so many different directions. I love this. The most complex fragrance that I've ever smelled, and fragrances like these make me want to try other fragrances by the Spirit of Dubai. I think the only other one that I've tried, and I might be mispronouncing it, I think it's called Fakama. Now I'm gonna have to look into it. I could be totally mispronouncing it, but I remember really enjoying that fragrance too, and it possessed a similar type of sweetness, maybe even a little bit less smoky, but in any case, I'm rambling. I love this one. Max Aroma has it. They have a bunch of fragrances from this company. This is your opportunity to sample one of the most exotic and one of the most high quality and complex brands that I've ever smelled. Let's go ahead and finish things off with my overall assessment. So first up, in terms of the uniqueness and the overall smell, nothing comes close. This is one of the most unique fragrances that I've ever tried. I'm so happy that I finally have a bottle from this company in my collection, and I suspect that I will be acquiring many more in the months and years to come because the quality is unparalleled. In terms of the longevity, 12 plus hours, an incredible performer, especially once you get to the base with the smoke, the resins, the balsams, the woods, the rose, the agarwood, just superb longevity. Projection is amazing beyond an arm's length for 3 hours. It didn't even start to sit closer to the skin until about that 7-hour mark, so it performs very, very well. Versatility on this one is a little bit compromised in the sense that I wouldn't wear this one in the hotter weather. Fall and winter is really where it's at. I think it's perfectly unisex. Some people might be inclined to say that on account of the smoke, the woods, and the agarwood, this leans a little bit more masculine, but I personally find it to be unisex. I think this is going to cater to somebody who has established experience in the perfume world, not a newbie per se, because this is way too complex, and I think this is something that is not going to cater to the average consumer. But if you are an aficionado or a connoisseur of some of the more experimental and complex niche offerings on the market, chances are you're gonna fall in love with this one. And I think this one gives off a formal vibe. Given the price tag, I wouldn't wear this one casually. This is definitely the type of scent that I would save for a special occasion. And then lastly, in terms of the presentation, I think it's beautiful. I know I have a tester here in front of me, but if you take a look at images online of the full presentation, it is absolutely stunning. My final verdict on this fragrance is if you are looking for a sweet and smoky fragrance that is incredibly complex and likely to be the most complex fragrance you've ever smelled, check this fragrance out. This is Turath by the Spirit of Dubai. I absolutely love this one. This is going to be one of my most worn fragrances for the fall and winter. Can't wait to get it started. So thank you so much for watching. That was my review of Turath by the Spirit of Dubai by Nabil. If you own or have tried this fragrance, please let me know what you think. Leave a comment down below. And also if you've tried any other fragrance by the Spirit of Dubai, I'm also curious to know what you think. Leave a comment down below. Please don't forget to support this channel by subscribing to it. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you took something of value from today's review. Thanks again for watching. Love you all. We'll see you soon. Bye.